are at the Greenwich Observatory because it is the site where the famous prime meridian runs through. For nearly 300 years, it functioned as the Royal Observatory for astronomers. Today, this observatory is a museum because it preserves the memory of navigation and timekeeping.
Hi, I'm Alexa.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. My name's Carter.
Hi, I'm Julie, and you're watching the Meridian channel.
Welcome to the Prime Meridian here in London. This line runs through Greenwich, where we will be touring you around this fine day. Lines of longitude are called meridians. There is an international agreement that this specific meridian is considered the official prime meridian, where it is served as longitude of 0 degrees. The prime meridian runs north to south. If you walk left of the prime meridian, you will hit countries like America, Canada, and Brazil. If you walk right, you are sure to hit countries such as France, Germany, and Russia.
Alright, so I'm gonna take you to the Flamsteed house. Come on! I'm gonna see all my clocks in there.
These springs moving back and forth are the regulator.
The period of this clock is 2 seconds.
The energy source of the clock is a wound-up spring which slowly releases energy over time.
Since the balances move opposite of each other, they are self-regulating. Therefore, when on a boat, the motion of the ocean does not affect the motion of the balances like it would a pendulum.
The gridiron is able to be seen from the top of the clock. It is made of 2 different metals, brass and steel, that each react differently to the change in temperature. So when the 2 cancel out, it results in a clock that is virtually undisturbed by the change in temperature. The gridiron in H1 is similar to the gold and silver strip on Harrison's plaque in Westminster Abbey.
The second hand on the clock doesn't always move forward. Sometimes it spazzes out and will move backwards.
The big gear in H1 is surprisingly made out of wood. Isn't that spectacular?
The design of H4 is based on a watch and not a clock, therefore it requires regular cleaning.
It has a high energy balance, which is relatively unaffected by the movement of a ship.
It was tested twice at sea during the 1760s and exceeded requirements specified by the Longitude Act of 1714. The energy source is a coiled spring that slowly releases energy. Its regulator is a fuse inside the clock.
So this is the red ball on top of the Flamsteed house, and it was one of the world's first visual time signals. It was installed in 1833 to enable navigators on the ships in the Thames to check their marine chronometers. It drops daily at 1300 hours, and it is raised halfway up the mast at 12:55 hours as a preparatory signal and to top 2 minutes before it drops.
Any commentary?
Someone just splashed.
Nope. So give me your thoughts on this.
The powder of sympathy concept is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life. It involves scratching a dog with a knife that they then use the same knife and stab into a powder which should cause the dog to yelp with pain if it is exactly noon in London, which makes no sense. Don't scratch dogs with knives. Thank you.
George Anson made his voyage around South America. When he got to the Pacific Ocean, he got stuck in a terrible storm. He didn't know which way to turn to reach his destination. Should he go east or west? He was lost, and without longitude, he was stuck for months.
Early explorers knew their latitude but had no way of finding their longitude. So when they got lost at sea, they didn't know whether to turn left or right, and some never found their way back. In conclusion, it is important to remember the history of navigation and how much technology has advanced. Today we are able to find our location by the touch of a button, but it wasn't always like this. Thanks to John Harrison, we were able to navigate safely and accurately to other lands. The end.